Hello crafters, welcome to another Monday mix-up. Today I am going to be sharing with you a very fast and easy foiling technique with some newer products that came on the scene a few years ago, but some of you may have not used them yet, and I really want to share with you how fast and easy it is to foil with these products. So let's go ahead and begin by turning on the Minc machine. If you don't have a Minc machine, you might want to keep your eye out. Sometimes some of the outlet stores will have them for a really discounted price, but you can also keep an eye out for them on sales on places like scrapbook.com and bulk places like that. So let's go ahead and turn on. You can also use a laminator for this. You'll just want to let it heat up really well before you try to do the process. So okay, for the Minc, it's very easy. There's just an on-off button back here on the back. You can kind of see I have mine sitting on a Lazy Susan that I just picked up at like Walmart or something. So you just turn it on, and I think that's on. Okay, and then you push the center button and it'll start heating up. So as soon as this turns green, it's ready to raise it to the next temperature. And I am going to put it on level 4. And while that is heating up, we'll go ahead and switch our camera and take a look at what we're going to make today. Okay, so here's some fast and easy floral cards that we're going to make today. I wanted to share with you a couple different things, one of them being the foil sheets, and I'll go ahead and show those to you. These are a product from Tailored Expression, and for $5 you get lots of little cards in here. There's 12 index cards with the toner printed designs on them that make it really fast and easy to foil. So it's $5 for this little packet. Did you hear the beep? That's my Minc saying it's ready to go. And these kind of foil sheets work with either Deco foil, the Gina K foil, and the Minc foil, but this is the style of foil that you would want to use. It usually says reactive foil, and that's what you want to use. It reacts with the toner in the printing process. So that is how we'll talk about some other things that you need to know about foiling when we get to that part. The other thing I wanted to show you, these dies that I used for this, they are Concord and Ninth product. And these were released a while ago, but right now they are on sale for $6.50 a piece. So that is a steal. They are having a huge warehouse clearance right now over at Concord and Ninth, and you can get some fantastic deals. So if you're interested in that, I highly encourage you to go over to the Concord and Ninth website and look through all of their savings, because there's some really great deals going on over there. Okay, the other products besides the Tailored Expression and the Concord and Ninth, one thing I like to do is when I see any company come out with sentiments that go along with flowers, I buy them up. Because I make so much Heartfelt Creation cards, which is largely florals, I love having these stamp sets that are specifically for florals. So this is the Honeybee Stamp Florals, and what I like about Honeybee Stamps sentiment sets is they always come with these dies that cut out, when it die cuts very close to the sentiment. So you end up with something like this, and sometimes I really like that. Rather than mounting it on a frame with a frame under it and all of that, sometimes it is nice to have one that is really cut out. So this is a great product to have on hand, and Honeybee offers many of these kinds of sentiment sets. So we used that, and I have quite a few of the Pinkfresh Studios Essentials. That's just kind of their frames and things like that. So that's why I often pull in Pinkfresh Studio, because I have a lot of these sets, and I just look for the right size and shape that I'm looking for, and I make that work. So that's why I often use these. They're fun to have on hand. Okay, let me see. Are there any other? The last thing that I did pull in are the Pinkfresh Essential Gems, and I use these bright yellow ones right up here. right, so I did hear my Mink chime for me, letting me know that it's ready to go. So I'm going to show you first and foremost how easy it is to foil. So I have pulled out a couple of the foil it sheets, and I have pulled out one of the pretty green foil from Decofoil. I'll see if that color is on there. Lime green, it's called lime, so that is the color I'm using. Now you can certainly get little knives and things that will cut your foil, and I have those. I keep them in with my Glimmer things, and Glimmer is a totally different process for foiling, and they are not interchangeable with the Decofoil way, so you need to watch out for that. So that is just how I'm going to cut this. So you see I have cut my foil so that it completely covers my card stock, and I'm going to do that to this one as well. And I usually try to trim it pretty close. There we go. The next thing you're going to need, if you don't have a foil, the Mink comes with little plastic sheets that will send it through the Mink, but you can also just use a piece of like wax paper or parchment paper. That works perfectly fine. So you just pull a strip off and crease it, and that will work perfectly. So this is the sandwich that you need to do to use these. It's so easy. You just lay your card in. Then you want to put your foil in face up. So when you do Glimmer, you put it face down. But when you do this style, you do it face up. So that's one very important distinction between the two. Now we're just going to close it down. And I am going to go ahead and change my camera view so that you can see me feed this through the Mink machine. Okay, welcome back. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to very carefully, I have my sandwich here that we just made. And you can hopefully kind of see back here. We're just going to, and it grabs the paper and it slowly is going to pull that. It is moving even though it doesn't look like it. It's going to slowly run that through the Mink. You can kind of see it starting to come out the back side. And in a moment we will have our first of our two backgrounds made. It is so fast and easy. So once a month, I will, maybe even once every couple weeks, I will pull out my Glimmer, and it'll just be like a Glimmer day, and I will hot foil backgrounds and sentiments and just make a whole bunch of Glimmer things, and then put them in a little container to use in the future. But I usually don't pull out my Glimmer to just do one card at a time. However, my Mink, I keep plugged in right back over here on one of these shelves, and I will pull it out just to do one card at a time because it is so fast and easy to use. So, okay, let's switch and do the reveal. Okay, here's the one that we just sent through, and it's so very easy. We're just going to go ahead and pull that out, and then we just pull off the top, and voila, we have a beautiful background of foil. I really like this lime color because it's a little more subtle than some of the golds and the real flashy ones. So I do always save this piece. You can buy sheets that are just toner, and you can go ahead and make yourself a second background. And someday I will show you how to do that, but we're not going to do that today. But I do save these. Okay, we're going to move on, and while we're moving on, I'll go ahead and send through our second background. We won't turn the camera around to watch that one, but I highly encourage you that if you don't have a Mink machine or a laminator, and you're going through the box stores and you see one on big discount, that's how I picked mine up. Go ahead and grab it. It's really fun, and I think you'll really enjoy having one. Okay, so while that's going, our next order of business, I have already done all my die cutting in advance. And I did use these two right here, and Concord 9th just calls them fresh cut florals, and I believe there's 4 of them. And I just have these two. Like I said, they are on sale right now for $6.50. I can't remember what they sold for originally, but I'm pretty picky about the floral dies that I buy because I do have so many Heartfelt Creation ones that, you know, unless they were at that great price, I probably would not have purchased those. So I love a good deal. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my media mat because we are going to ink on some of our pieces here. So I did pull out several colors of the Stamps of Life paper. And let's see here. I'm just kind of grouping them by color, because I'm going to ink the edges. This one I'm not going to end up using today. I'm actually going to use, and some of these have already been inked, it looks like, so we'll go ahead and set those aside. That one doesn't need inked. There. This one's, like, here's two. You can see one's inked and one is not. You can kind of see that difference there. All right. So I'm going to be using Distress ink today, and this is the Kitsch Flamingo. Put my glasses back on, and I have my little finger daubers here, and I'm just going to flick the edges here of my flowers, just giving them a little more dimension to each one. This is something I always like to do. Is ink my edges. So we won't take a long time in doing this because I know all of you know how to ink your edges. We've all been doing that for a long time. Okay, so we're going to be using this one. I'm going to do one more here. We are actually not going to be using the hot pink ones on this card. There we go. Okay. So the next one I'm going to do, I did want to show you on my original, I did take the 3 layers of each and I layered them up as if you're looking at them from the side to kind of give those a petal so that I could use looking this way. The ones we're going to make for today's card is more like we're looking down from the top at it. So it'll have a little bit different shape. Next, I'm going to come in with the mustard seed, and I'm going to add some color here on my daisies. And in order not to mix up my inks, I'm just kind of doing them in different places on my mat. One of the great things about these media mats is they just clean up so easily. And you can tell I'm not being real specific about how I do this. I'm just getting some color on there to give that just variation and dimension. Can you see the difference when you don't do it and when you do? It really adds a lot at the end. When I don't ink things, I always feel like they just look really flat, and I find I miss it. So I usually do not skip that step. Now, I believe on my greenery, I've already done that one. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And for this one, I use the Mowed Lawn, and I have a really old Mowed Lawn container. I've had these for a long, long time. The same way, just going to ink those up. And I'll do this one as well. Compared to making our Heartfelt Creation flowers, these are extremely simple and easy to do. Those of you that are experienced Heartfelt crafters, you will have no problems with this. Okay, for the very final color, I actually came in with a Vintage Photo because I thought my little centers for my daisies were just a little too orange. So I decided to come in and just brush over the top with just a little bit of that Vintage Photo to kind of darken those up a little bit and give some shade to them. Whoops. All right, that's all I did for these. Now, for this one right here, I'm going to take the berries off of this red one and glue them onto the berries here. And I decided to go with red. I really debated between hot pink and red, but on my other card I had used the hot pink in the center of my flowers, so I went with red. There we go, and I have one more over here. We'll need two of these. I'm going to go ahead and reach back and turn my mink off. There we go. I can really smell it when it's heating up. So since I've already run through that second piece, it's okay to go ahead and turn that off. I'm done with it for today. All right, the other thing I did die cut were two of the centers there for the other flower out of black. And I have several of the leaves here. And where's my glue? There we go. Oops. Whoops, I got that one a little off. I might have trimmed that one a little bit. I got it off. I think I used the wrong berry on the wrong. There we go. On this one, I know I did it the right way. I laid them down, but I think on that other one, I mixed them up. There we go. So one thing I really enjoy doing is making little card sets that I can wrap up with a ribbon and give as a gift. And I often keep these on hand. Just if I'm going to someone's house for dinner, I will take it as a thank you. If we have people spend the night here at our house, I will also give them like a little welcome gift and just set it there on their bedside table. Just things like that. I like having just little gift sets on hand. I use them just for all kinds of things. So it's one way of kind of distributing my cards because I make so many. Like lots of you, I'm sure. We just have an abundance of cards, so that is one way that I have found that I enjoy dispersing them, kind of giving myself more room in my craft room by sharing my handmaids with people. So, and rather than give just one, you can give 4 or 5. There we go. Okay, see how easy that just wipes up? Love this mat. I think they have a smaller version out now. I think I would like that as well, but I have the larger one. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this piece down. Oh, before we do that, let's go ahead and get this piece and do our reveal. And ta-da! Isn't that pretty? Ah, so fast and easy. And I will save this in my little container over here. And then I just store this with my foils. And it's such a great machine. I just can't say enough about it. If you if you're looking into adding a little bit of foil to your projects, but you're a little intimidated by the whole glimmer system, I really encourage you to take a look at the Mink. Now I am going to trim off 1/4 inch off of each side so that we have a nice outline. I'll do the same to this one. Okay. And now I have my 2 frames already cut. I have my 2 sentiments already made. So we are ready to just put together our cards. I told you this one is a fast and easy one. This one's a little busier, so I thought I'd put it on the yellow, and then this one that is a little less busy, put it over here. And I thought that the little trellis looked best with the daisies, kind of for the same reason, because it's a little less busy. Okay. All right, so let's do our daisies first. And for our daisies today, I'm going to go ahead and layer them up. Slid a little bit. And then I just gave them a little bit of shape using my fingers. I think before I might have kind of tried to use the flower shaping tool and things on some of them, and I found that this paper, it's just not made to do that. So I think it really worked better when I just added shape with my fingers. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same here and put this in the center. There we go. And you might have seen I pulled up the edges of that a little bit. I like that dimension. All right. Sorry, am I a little off of the screen? There we go. When I press down, I always slide it. Okay, and again, I'm just going to hold it in the center and kind of pull some down, flip some up, you know, give that a little bit of shape. And then for this piece, I'm just going to pull up some of those edges, and I'm just going to put my glue right there in the center so that those edges can be up a little bit. In the center, there we go. All right, so for this one, I think I'm going to make it go landscape instead of portrait. And these are my leaves for this one, and I am going to trim off some of these stems right here. Sorry, I gotta keep it in the camera view, don't I? There we go. And then I'm going to come back with one of these. Let's see how this looks with 3. Do I like that? I'm not sure. Maybe. I didn't lay this out beforehand, so I'm kind of just winging it here to see what I like. Maybe just a couple on this side. So tell me what you think. Are you liking it kind of like that, or too much? Let's pull that one out. Do we like it more over here? Nah, I don't like it on that side. I think I like him better up here. All right, and then for this one, I think I'm going to put the Picked Just For You. And I felt like my sentiment didn't really show up well enough that I liked, so I'm going to come back around with my mustard seed dauber, and I'm not really going to put more ink on it. I'm just going to flick the edges to kind of define the edges of that sentiment. And because this one's so tiny, it might, you know, get onto the letters as well, but I think that's okay. It makes it just stand out a little bit. And I'm also going to put a little bit of foam on the back side of this. All right, right down here. And the last thing I did for this one is come in with my little yellow gems from Pink Fresh Studios. Use these bright yellow ones. And I'm just going to enhance around the daisies a little bit. Whoops, those came out in a pile. You probably can see it came out. I only wanted 1 or 2. Okay, you can see on my original here that I just put a few up here around my daisy bloom just to kind of give a little bit of interest up there around that. All right, so I think I'm ready to glue this down. we go. Sorry, I was kind of silent for a few minutes. So I really appreciate all of you that have been joining me for the Monday mix-up tutorials and for the Heartfelt Friday. This coming Friday, my husband and I are leaving to go on a trip. We're actually going to take a little vacation, and we're both very excited about that. And whoops, I'm going to move this one down just a little bit. Okay, and I'm still going to have some videos that will like go live while I am out of town, but if you see that one Monday or one Friday there isn't something from me, that is why. So I'm going to do my best to have as many as I can completed and ready to go live while I'm out of town. But if I miss one, you'll know it's because I am on vacation. We are actually headed to Norway and to Iceland, so we're excited about this trip. It's going to be our big trip for the year. So I've been to Indiana twice in the last few weeks, and those were for my niece's wedding. Had so much fun. So you might have seen some of the pictures that I did go up to Goshen and visit the folks at Heartfelt Creation. Just putting a little bit of foam on the back of this one. I'll save that for the next one. Just going to pop those up. So if you have any summer travels planned, just going to picked just for you. And I'm not sure. Let me decide here if I want another leaf over there. A little too. Can't decide. It's this one that I think I don't like, but the way it's positioned. Shorter. Can't decide. I think I usually don't do it symmetrical like that, where there's 3 on each side, but it's looking off center to me. So I'm gonna tuck that one really far in there so it's shorter. I think I like that. Okay. All right. So now the way I like to do gems is I go ahead and I get my tools all ready, and then I put my dots of glue where I think I'm going to want them. I'm going to put quite a few on this one. Might have one more. I think I'll wait. Okay, now these gems come in the different sizes. So I'm just going to randomly pick them up and set them on my card. There we go. I really enjoy using the Pink Fresh gems. I think they're really pretty. I think I want another smaller one down there. There we go. All right, so there's our first one, and it goes together with our set. Here are our 2 daisy cards. Looks like I did go a bit heavier on that one, but that's okay. Okay, let's move on to our next. Okay, for this one, the way when Concord and Ninth designed these, it's kind of strange. They didn't design them to go like this, which is how I did them for this. They designed them to be brought together like this, and then this piece go over the top. And I thought, I don't know, I just thought that was a unique way of doing it. But we're going to go ahead and do it the way they designed it and see how that works. Maybe, I don't know why they chose to split this one up. Maybe to give you that choice of doing the half or the whole. There we go. So there's one, and now we're going to do the smaller one just the same way. All right, there we go. I really like the black centers on these pink. And I'm just gonna do my two that are the same and we're gonna kind of do the same type of layout as I did on the last one. And then this one I'll kind of cut up and pop those in where I think they look best. Let's see. I might have to pop one of them up. Or maybe I just want to use one. Maybe this card's too small to use both of them on. I think I like just the one better. What do you think? I think I like just the one instead of trying to fit them both on there. I think it's a little too crowded. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. So you're getting to kind of see my crafting process, which is, you know, just I don't know what my process is other than I just have fun. It's like that's really, it's not just my motto, it really is the way I craft. I just like have fun with it. All right, there we go. And I'm going to add just a little bit of curl to these with my fingers. I want to stack it. What do you think of stacking it? I think I might like it stacked. Okay. I am going to use this other one. I'm just going to stack it up. And I'm just pressing a little bit with my thumb in the center to see if I can get just a little bit of separation between those two levels. And now I'm just going to offset that and put it right on top. Yeah, I like it that way. Press down again. And you notice I'm only putting my glue right in the center. I'm doing that so that I can easily tuck things in, because I know I'm going to come back with my different colored leaves, and I'm going to come back with my berries. So I didn't want that to be, you know, where I couldn't get something under it. And we're going to tuck that. I will need to trim that off just a bit. There we go. I think I'm liking that. And then on this one, whoops, I'm going to add this one. You know, I might have should have put, I didn't realize this one was going to be so much bigger. Yep, I should have done it the other way around. I probably should have used my smaller sentiment over on this card, but I did not realize it would be so big, but that's okay. I can fit that right up there. So, all right, let's glue these down, and I'll show you how I finished these cards up. Now tell me what the weather is like where you are. It is so hot in Texas right now. I think we were at 109 the other day. So I am kind of looking forward to my vacation. We are actually going where it's a little cooler. And I am looking forward to that. I actually had to go into my winter clothes and find some sweaters to pull out to take with us on our trip. Okay, the same as I did on the other one, I'm going to take my dauber that I used for my flowers and just flick around the edges. Again, just to give that a little bit of shading so that you can see it a little better on my background. And I am also going to pop that up. Got my foam over here on the side. There we go. Okay, now for this one, instead of adding the gems, I decided to come in with my crystal lacquer. And is it still open? My crystal lacquer, every single time I use it, I have to unclog it. It just is always, it's just a product that does that, not sure why. So I keep a pin just right there so that I can unclog it. And I'm just going to put a little crystal lacquer on each of these berries. Okay. And it takes probably an hour or more for the crystal lacquer to dry. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of glitter in my fingers, just a pinch, and sprinkle it over so that that has just a little bit of glitter in that crystal lacquer. All right, and that is how I finished those off. And it looks a little cloudy right now, but when that dries, they'll look like nice shiny red berries with a little bit of glitter. So that is how I finished that one off. All right, so let me get all my trashes out of the way, and we'll put all 4 of them out here. And here's a nice little gift set. Now I will mount these on card bases, and they will have that nice white outline just like the original 2. And I will tie these up in a bow, and they will become a gift set with envelopes to give to someone that needs a little gift. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera back. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week. And like I said, I am leaving this Friday to go on vacation, so do watch for any videos that release. But if I miss a Monday or a Friday, you'll know why, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. So, all right, have a wonderful week and continue to craft for the fun of it. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.